Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the Beyond Bitcoin Show. Today is April the 14th, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking. All right, remember, on Tuesday, I'm going to be in Los Angeles in Century City. You can come out, see the event, get tickets below. Then on April the 25th, I'll be in Denver. Get the tickets to that event. It's also linked to it below. World Crypto Network's going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Right now, I am in St. Louis. I'm having old college buddies. As a lot of you know, I attended Washington University in St. Louis. And I'll be hanging out with a Bitcoin dude tomorrow. Because, you know, everywhere I go, I'm hanging out with Bitcoin people. Wherever you are around the world, I know I'm going to Norway at the end of the month. Already a Norwegian's like I want to hang at them. So wherever you dudes are, email me, adam@tresorhelp.com. We can talk some Bitcoin. It was beyond Bitcoin. Of course, we're going to talk about more than just Bitcoin. But I quickly wanted to say that last night when I was out with some friends and stuff, and not all of them were into Bitcoin or anything, we're talking about Bitcoin in public. It's getting on fire. It's great. And it's just this great feeling that, you know, you've got some intelligent friends asking you the hard questions. And it shows you that there's a lot of room to grow here and that people are interested. There's a positive energy flowing around it. So, always when you're out there with your friends who know nothing about Bitcoin, bring it up, talk about it with them. You never know. Maybe they're going to be the biggest fans in the world. Maybe they're going to talk, what happens when the power grid goes down or something. Whatever the case is, it's a good experiment. And, wear your Bitcoin shirts like this one that I'm wearing right here, Run BTC. And people stare at it, start conversations. You never know what's going to happen. And all you 20%ers out there, you've got your different subject matters, your different takes on things. And, I do too. And I say some pretty wild things according to the mainstream here. But dude, bring that kind of stuff up with your friends. See the reactions that you get. Bring your topics up in public. And sure, you're gonna get some bad feedback for some of the things you say, but you're just stronger afterwards, man. You know that, dude. I'm outside the mainstream with what I believe in here, and I am stronger than ever. That I can just keep pumping ahead with this darn thing. I don't give a darn what the people say around me and everything. I'm gonna keep on saying it. I'm gonna keep on stronger, and there's more and more conviction. It's a good practice. Get strong with what you believe in, because you got to believe in something here. Okay, thrive off of that energy that you get in debate and talks and everything like that. So let's talk about intermittent fasting real quick. A lot of you guys ask me, what is this intermittent fasting thing you do, Adam? What is it all about? Well, real simple. I every 22 hours every single day, I don't eat for. So I eat one meal a day. And then, usually takes about an hour, and I eat the normal amount of calories that anyone else eats. I eat more, obviously, because I'm very active. But then I don't eat again for at least 22 hours afterwards. And that is pretty hardcore intermittent fasting. Some people they'll have an 8-hour period where they eat and then they don't eat for 16 hours. But I have basically a 1-hour period where I eat, and I don't eat for at least 22 hours. And sometimes it's 23, 24, even more than that. And I've been doing that since every single day, since I guess August of 2013. It started out 20 hours, but then it became 22 hours. And it's a little, some people say that you start to get effects around 16 hours or because your body, it burns through everything that's in you, basically. And by the way, when I'm doing my intermittent fasting, I run, I do every single thing that I would do if I didn't do intermittent fasting. And you've seen me on here many times in a fasted state. And you see my energy level, and nothing changes. There people say you're killing yourself or whatever. No, it's very normal. You still have the same amount of calories. You're not working your digestive system all the time. Now, what are the results? Well, you're going to have to wait and see well, first of all, you do feel healthy, you do have your energy, you're not sickly. I mean, but you can say, well, that might be caused by something else. That's true. What this is supposed to do is it is supposed to prolong your life. You're not going to find that out until a very long time from now, though. If you live younger if you're a guy and you live longer than your younger brother, then it probably worked out for you. But you got to have long-term thinking, and I guess you got to have a little faith in the system too, that this is a good thing for you. And it's a good pattern to get into, because you don't have to worry about eating all day. You just do it all at once, and you're not spiking your blood constantly. And that's your blood sugar level. Look it up. Google intermittent fasting. You'll see all the benefits. But I take it to I mean, I take a lot of things to extreme. You can't do 22 hours right away. Maybe you can. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. But I think another thing it takes me away from doing, basically, if you do something like that, you're not going to be able to, eat out with friends and all that stuff. But that's what you shouldn't be doing. That's a great eating out is so incredibly unhealthy. You have no idea what's going in that food. It's a lazy man's way of doing things. You're wasting a lot of your money on this, it's junk. I mean, half the stuff out there is complete junk. When you really know what you're putting in your mouth, you take total personal responsibility over it. Okay. Remember, personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Pound that freaking like button. But yeah, so you know what you're putting in your mouth, and if you're getting yourself sick, you're gonna have to say, well, no, I put all those Skittles in my mouth, so it's my complete fault. Don't put Skittles in your mouth, people. Don't put McDonald's into your mouth. Don't put this fried in the worst type of oils, canola oil stuff into your mouth. And and again, there are probably healthy restaurants out there. I don't know. You really don't know what they're putting into it. They can say it's totally organic, and then what are they frying the stuff up with? So again, cook your own food, and we're going to actually get into that in a second. So that was a little bit of intermittent fasting up there. Real quick, people ask about brushing my teeth. I do have a teeth brushing regime too. First thing in the morning, I do a really quick clean of the teeth with an electric toothbrush, maybe like 30 seconds, and then I put some water in my mouth and swish it around. Some people do it with coconut oil and stuff. I don't do that. That's called oil pulling. I just swish water around my mouth early in the morning. After I first brush my teeth, I spit the stuff out of my mouth. You scrape your tongue. Just get all the stuff that's built out during the whole the night. Then about an hour or two later, then you do your real brushing of the teeth for about 1.5 minutes. I brush my teeth with baking soda, again, with an electric toothbrush. And you don't want to do it for more than 2 minutes. That's not good on your teeth. And then you go about your day and you drink your water and everything. By the way, intermittent fasting, you can drink water. That's totally fine. And then I have my meal. After you've had your meal, or your last meal of the day, because most of you have more than one meal a day. After you've had your last meal of the day, wait an hour before you brush your teeth. Okay, wait at least an hour. And then between an hour and 2 hours after you've eaten, brush your teeth. Hey, guys, I'm live. And my buddies are here. I'm with some college guys and stuff here today. It's a big WashU event here, this special weekend here with the guys. Anyway, so then you brush your teeth, and again, and that's it. That's it. You do it for about 2 minutes. Now, you don't want to do it right away because you might have some acidity in your mouth still. Less than 30 minutes after you eat, you might hurt your enamel. But you don't want to wait too long, more than 2 hours, because eventually, I think around 2 hours, it can start messing with your teeth with whatever you've eaten, especially if there's fruit at the end or something like that. So between, an hour after you've eaten and 2 hours after you've eaten, brush your teeth and floss, of course, floss after you've eaten. And that's your last meal of the day. All right. So something else to remember out there, we put doctors on a pedestal. And doctors are not kings of the world. So many bad doctors out there, people. So do not blindly follow your doctors. You're going to have to take personal responsibility again. Learn about your own health. Okay, learn about it. Do your own internet research. Learn. Try to figure out what is wrong with you, how you can take care of it naturally, because many doctors are horrible and they are going to give you unnatural solutions that are going to make you sicker. Many of them are just into prescribing drugs. That's not a doctor. That's not someone that's trying to figure out your problem and you change something naturally. That's just an easy fix. Now, life is not about easy fixes. Anyway, another subject matter we've talked about here. Again, this is the Beyond Bitcoin show, so we're totally off the Bitcoin subject right now. But hey, you can tell that by the title of the show. I hope if you're a 20%er and you're paying attention, you go by the title, and then you know what the subject matter is going to be. But I've talked about how people have this fear of being alone and being different, and that you cannot have that fear of being alone, that being alone and being different is great. And if you have that fear, it clouds your brain and it impairs your long-term thinking. You keep coming up with short-term solutions that fail and just delay you in getting to what your real goals are in life. So you've got to not just don't fear. Do not fear being alone. Do not fear being different. Do not fear being ostracized by the popular people, because you're going to come up with these solutions that fit in that are just short term. You're never going to be satisfied, and it's going to keep on delaying. If you're a real long-term thinker, you're going to stick with what you believe in. You're going to fight the crowd, and you're going to be satisfied. You're going to stand for something. All right. Again, I have a lot of energy, even, when I'm having a lot of energy right now. I just finished a 44-hour fast. That's a little bit different than intermittent fasting. We'll talk about that in another time. But with all my intermittent fasting and my healthy eating and my interval training, people are always saying to me, hey, why are you, or especially on the internet here, like, you've got so much energy, you have to be drunk, you have to be on drugs. Again, I do no drugs. I haven't had a drink since 2014, actually, I believe. And it's kind of like an 80% mentality where people are like, their default is, well, you're drunk, you're on drugs. People have to get out of that mentality. You got to think like, hey, man, maybe this guy's doing something right here, and maybe he's doing something I should be doing. That a high energy level is a positive thing. You shouldn't try to paint it in a negative light, that it's something unnatural. You too can have a lot of energy from being healthy. You can be happy from being healthy. I think in today's society, a lot of people think they're going to only be happy and energetic if they take drugs, if they, a magic pill is going to solve everything. And it's not. It's hard work and just dedication to being healthy. And it doesn't. For me, it's pretty easy. You get in a pattern of doing healthy things, and you feel better, and it's great. And you just become more and more of a positive person, and you spread the energy, and it's you're in motion, as we say on here. Here's a little tip for people out there. Once you're in shape and you're an adult and you're a guy and you're not trying to impress the whole world, just why do you even buy new clothes? I mean, your clothes should stay the same. What are you into designer clothes? What's the heck? What's up with those designer clothes and stuff? If your stuff wears out, and then buy some new clothes or whatever. It's a great, a lot of people, because a lot of you are like, well, how do you save money? Oh, there's so much money. There's something. Dude, I don't know the last time I bought any clothing. Of course, I get all these free T-shirts in the mail, but I have no problem with wearing these T-shirts because, well, they're talking about my favorite subject, Bitcoin. Pound that freaking like button. I'm going. Did you hear what that dude said? Say it again. Down. Dude, they're pound that like button fans there. And tonight they're going to be at a pretty classy event where they're going to be some classy ladies, or the ladies who used to be classy at least, or thought they were classy. And I am going to be wearing these Bitcoin T-shirts at a somewhat classy event. Dude, you got to do what you got to do. I didn't need to buy new clothes for this event that I'm going to tonight. No way. I'm pumping up the Bitcoin. If they want to talk about it, they can talk about it. So again, what I'm saying, I'm going off a little tangent. You don't need new clothes if you're in shape and you're not gaining weight and everything. So that's another good reason to get in shape, people. All right, and another way to save money so you can get more Bitcoin. All right, so this is one I love to talk about. I mean, I cook every single meal that I freaking eat there, and I'm not saying that all of you should do that, but at least some of you dudes out there that are complaining about how you have no money, learn how to cook. You are the best cook out there for yourself. I can tell you that. We're brainwashed into thinking that our wives or our mothers or our grandmothers, some woman in our life, our sister, is the greatest cook in the world. No, you can do it. You can be a better cook than your grandmother, because you know what you like. I mean, once you're cooking there, right there on the oven, and if you're tasting it while you're eating it, you get a hang of things real quick. So as I know, there's a lot of guys watching the job. It's just a very important skill to have, to be able to cook. It's just, it's not something you learn going to Washington University or anything like that. You're going to some great, some so-called high class, great top 20 college. They don't teach you how to cook, but this is a real skill that's going to help you out in life. It's going to help you save money. It's not that hard to learn. Once you get the hang of it, you really love it. You have a blast with it. And you're taking personal responsibility of what you're putting in your mouth and how you're going to get healthy. So your first step here, people, is at least try to cook one meal a week. One meal. Start with one and then build up from there. It's good practice. You're going to build up from there, and I assure you that most of you out there are gonna really enjoy it, and you're going to see how much it benefits you, and you're going to lose weight too, probably, and just become healthy. All right. So Again, and when you're cooking your own food, you don't need you don't try to, use the natural food itself. You don't need the ketchup and the additives and all this, the sugar. Completely ridiculous. Why are you adding it? It should taste good on its own. There's no reason to add all this nonsense poison to it that you're used to these so-called great cooks adding to it. There's no point in that in the world. It should be good on its own. So this is going to take some persistence and some conviction, but eventually, like with all goals in life, it's persistence and conviction. Okay. So stick with it, experiment with the cooking of the food. It's something I do. I cook every single one of my meals. I haven't gone out to, well, rarely have I been in a restaurant in the last, since 2014 or since 2013. I don't know, since even before that, who knows? But like probably like one time since then, I've been in a restaurant, 1 or 2 times. I don't know. And once when I was in Korea, let me tell my unnamed Korean friend, he took me to a Korean buffet. Now that was freaking awesome. That was a very high class thing. That was all healthy food. I had their greatest fish there. You go to like a $100 buffet or whatever. It was ridiculous. Thank you so much, my unnamed Korean friend in Korea. I mean, I'm still learning stuff from that experience. That was one of the greatest Bitcoin experiences. Those of you check out the links below to see the archives, and you'll see when I was in Korea in December, telling you guys what was really going on in terms of Bitcoin there. All right, so sprint interval training. I mentioned that last week, and one thing that I forgot to say is that I do that once a week, or maybe I didn't forget to say, but I just want to remind you, and that if you do the sprint interval training, I mean, I do like 13 sprints. You're supposed to do 8. You'll know when you've done enough sprints because you can't do them anymore. You're just dead. All right. And also on my sprint day, another thing that I do on my once a week sprint day, that is the day I have like the least possible carbs of any sort. Like I have basically a few greens and like 1 apple or 2 oranges or something like that. Now for you guys, your sprint day should be a day that you just practice that maybe that's the day you get rid of all your processed carbs and stuff, okay? But you're going to have to get rid of all the processed carbs eventually. I mean, it's nonsense. Fruit is great. Now going in, like eating nothing but fruit for a week, you're going to gain weight, dude. You just are. It's healthy up to a point, but that's ridiculous. And there's some fruitarians out there that go wild when I say things like that. But trust me, the healthy fats are so good for you. So on your sprint days, those are the days you want to start practicing your low carb. And I think a goal for everyone out there on the way to low carb and no processed carb is starting it out with no bread. Just drop bread. That's your first step right there. That's your first step to getting rid of processed food. How about that for a goal? And then no soda is your first step in getting rid of added sugar. So those are some health tips there. We got a little bit left here. Get good sleep. A lot of people forget about that. 8 hours to sleep a night. And I'm not perfect with that, especially when I'm traveling around from city to city. Sleeping on the plane isn't as the same as obviously sleeping on the bed for 8 hours straight. So finally, pound that like button. And of course, personal responsibility beats short-term happiness hits. There's so many people that are just, they're going to do irresponsible things just to get that happiness hit, when you're responsible for yourself, when you're doing productive things, in the long run, it's much more rewarding. If you have purpose and you have meaning in your life, just repeat that to yourself. Do I have purpose in my life? Do I have a real meaning in my life? So again, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the notes section below. That was the Beyond the Bitcoin show for all you dudes who want to hear about the lifestyle and some things you can do for your own life to become a traveling Meister lifestyle. Pound that freaking like button. Bye-bye, everyone.